snort and giggle, and not to throw anything at me. And if you got cake, there it will. Now I know what you're thinking, you're checking me out. Thinking she eats pies, not cake. No, I'm definitely all about the cake. But I am a woman, so I'm conscious of my weight, and I'm trying to eat healthily nowadays and get my 5 a day in. Carrot cake. It's the smug hippie bastard of the cake world. It's like, yeah, like totally healthy for you. I've got these yummy carrots in me, and I've got this dairy butter icing. It's totally chill. Lying to me, but I'm happy to be lied to. 5 times a day. Mr. Kipling, it's no better than a crap dealer. Pimping his wares in every street corner shop that I go into, which is everyone I go past. But what Mr. Kipling is missing out on, why isn't he selling us hash cake? It's cake that gives you the munchies. It'd be making money hand over fist. And cakes are available for any occasion. Weddings, birthdays, christenings, even that really weird Jewish celebration where they snip the tip off a baby's penis. Yay, muzzle tov, you're disfigured for life. Cheer the fuck up and have some cake. Who doesn't? It's cake. The only reason I got married was for a wedding cake. It was beautiful. It was 4 tiers. Big fruit bad boy at the bottom, a lemon, a chocolate and a Madeira. Pretty than my dress, icing, flowers festooned down it. My husband said it was a bit extravagant and something we could ill afford, and looking back I think he was right. There were only 2 other guests. I do console myself though with the fact that none of it went to waste. Except this one. My husband decided to spice up our sex life. We've been together a long time now, and I'd mentioned something about a cakegasm. So we decided to use cake during sex. Unfortunately for my husband, it was a threesome where I fancied the tall dark Jaffa cake bar slightly more than him. And there's nothing more off-putting for a naked man's erection than a naked fat woman sat in the corner, rubbing herself in cake, screaming, get away, it's mine.
Sorry,
If you get bored of Madeira cake, then you can always try a coffee walnut if you want to languish in bed with the Sunday papers. Or if you just want a quickie on the stairs, there's always the mini muffin. And if you're feeling deviant, maybe a sherry trifle to get off your head and imagine you're doing someone else. But when I suggested these rules apply to marriage, my husband gave me the look. The ladies will know the look. It's the look that says, I married a fucking mental. And the look right before he gets twatted in the face. But marriage is now more of an endurance test, much like the one the Duracell bunny has with other inferior brands of batteries. And indeed, marriage does now feature rabbits in it quite heavily. In fact, the bedside table is lovingly referred to as the Warren. My husband and I have been together now for 14 years. That deserves a whoop. I did say it was an endurance test. And so I've come to rely heavily on the Warren. And I should say we live in the country. And I had a slight falling out with one of the rabbits in the Warren. And I've developed some severe abandonment and trust issues recently. It ran out of batteries. And as I say, we live in the country, not like you city slicker kids, 24-hour garages, 24-hour supermarkets. We have a corner shop that was closed for the bank holiday. It was like Linda Blair, The Exorcist, was crawling the walls. In the house with the 3 kids for 3 whole days. But he made it up to me. He got me some batteries, but I'd copped the hump. So he had to seduce me with some wine and a film. Lord of the Ring piece, 1 dildo to rule them all. And I did develop some body issues growing up as a kid of the 70s. My only access to what the female anatomy looked like was in biology magazines at school. Textbooks, I think they were called. Didn't go often. And the magazines that you would find in the bushes in the local neighbourhood. Everybody knew about these magazines. The word would spread. Kids would come from literally streets away to look at this mag in the bushes. I couldn't figure out why the mag was in the bushes. Were rabbits having little jerking circles around it? Is that where dogging comes from? There were always white dog shit in the 70s, around the bushes. But no, the 70s magazines convinced me that I was somehow hideously deformed. In 70s magazines, women had the original bush. It was like a Russian shot putter's bush. You needed an afro comb to tease it to full volume potential. You could take a strimmer to the thing for a Brazilian, but you wouldn't do that in the 70s because that would make you a repressed lesbian or something. No, you had to have the fully grown bush. And also vaginas in the 70s seemed to predominantly be frilly. And I didn't understand this. They looked like badly packed kebabs. Maybe that's why drunken men longed for them. But mine was a cheap Tesco no-frills variety. And it's probably not the only cheap thing about me. But there you go. So I was convinced I was hideously deformed. In fact, due to these magazines, I was convinced that the black man's penis was purple. I think it was a printing error. However, I didn't discover this until I was 19 at a party at college, after I'd reliably informed everyone that Jamal's penis was purple, and he proved to us it wasn't. Anyway, so puberty was a closely run thing, and there was lots of jealousy, and we were all marching towards puberty, the girls. And I had a friend, Helen, and we did everything together. We liked the same bands, we were in the same classes, we liked the same boys. I got boobs first. I let her touch them. She got bra first. Didn't fit me. But the deceitful bitch went and got pubes first, didn't she? And she was brunette. She had the Russian shot putter pubes. No one told me that fair-haired people had blonde pubes and sparse. And I was jealous of Helen and her lustrous pubes, so I did what anybody in that situation would do. I informed her that they were the spawn of Satan and that they would grow so long that you would be able to see them under her school skirt. She would forever be ashamed. She would be a dirty woman no man would ever want her. She should go home immediately and shave them all off. Then we started talking about John and forgot all about it. Until later on that night, and there was a on the door. Lots of shouting, heard my name called. Looked out the window to see Helen's mum and my mum fighting like animals in the streets. Apparently Helen had gone home, taken my sage words of wisdom, and virtually given herself a female circumcision. I remember thinking maybe pubes were overrated after all. But that wasn't the worst thing I did in my puberty stage. Periods were always... I know men don't like talking about periods, but it has to be said. It's a confusing time for us women. And I didn't have a nurturing, loving mother to guide me into womanhood. No, she was a fishwife. But, no, so I went upstairs to my bedroom and I thought, something strange going on here. Have a little look. I'd shit myself. How had that happened? Didn't need a poo. Hadn't even farted. What's going on? So, given that I don't have a loving, nurturing mother to guide me into womanhood, I have the sort of mum that goes, Kev, come here quick. Lisa shit herself. Get her on the pool. Come on, get her brothers. She shit herself, look. And everyone would know. I couldn't have this at 14. I'd rather die. So I did what any girl in my situation would do. Rolled them into a neat ball, opened the bedroom window, chucked them into next door neighbour's back garden. Anyway, about the 5th time this happened, I saw a red streak and I thought, maybe this is something I need to talk to my mum about. I could actually be dying. So I threw that pear into next door neighbour's garden too, went downstairs to talk to my mum. Kev, Lisa's got a period! Quick, Alan, Paul, Lisa's got a period! So they told everybody. I was mortified, I wanted to die. That would have been fine. I could have lived with that embarrassment had the police not raided Billy's house 2 weeks later looking for weed. When they found 5 small pairs of blood-stained underwear in his garden, his reputation and stay at the local Nick worsened. And that's me. Good night.